Alrighty, haven't played a Daily Kingdom in a minute. What do we have today? Looks like a lot of expansions because it's the weekend. This kingdom looks kind of lacking though. The big thing that immediately jumps out to me is there's not really a good village. There's Diplomat, which in the right circumstance can be a village, but requires support to activate. You have to have some way of reducing your starting hand size because you have to play this from a starting hand of 4 or fewer to trigger the effect of having 5 or fewer after drawing. And there's nothing here that reliably reduces your hand size. Like your opponent's attacks could do it, you could trigger the reaction, but you don't want to build a deck that relies on them attacking you. So Diplomat looks like a no-go here. The other thing that is technically village is Prepare. I don't think you want to build a deck that's overly reliant on Prepare for all your action cards. At least I've never seen a kingdom where I was like, man, Prepare as a solo village looks really good here. I think partly just because it's really expensive. Like if you wanted to play 3 council rooms every turn to draw your deck, you need 6 copies for Prepare as your village because you'd have to prepare the other 3 for the following turn, and so on. So it's a bit awkward and expensive. If you had like Bridge or something here, where it's like you have to build the engine, probably Prepare would be enough to get it done. But I don't think you want to play with a bunch of terminals here. So in that case, the 2 sorts of deck that jump out to me are you'd play with 1 terminal, like a pair of Corsairs or a Gladiator or something, and a bunch of archives for non-terminal draw, and just find whatever that terminal is every turn and play it. Corsair actually is not so bad because there's not really much payload aside from gold and silver, so considerable. Or you play with Council Room as your draw. So kind of Council Room big money. This is okay here given the dearth of other options. That actually I think is somewhat supported by Prepare. Like you don't want to plan on drawing your whole deck every turn, I don't think, and buying Prepare every single turn. But if you play with like 2 to 3 Council Rooms and they collide, you'd always buy Prepare to resolve the terminal collision. And that seems okay. Could also be some combination, maybe like 1 Council Room and some archives. I'm not exactly sure. But I think those are the options. I have a 4-3. The 4 is surely Crucible. It's the only thinner, and it's good at killing estates, less so at killing coppers. $3 buy is less obvious. I think Bobble's a decent open. The top deck effect comes in handy a lot. Silver, it's okay given the strength of this kingdom. There's also Transport, which I think is worth thinking about. Transport in action turn 2. You can buy Transport again turn 3 and put it on top of your deck and play it as early as turn 4. That's often a pretty good opener. What would I transport? Archive or Council Room? Probably Council Room's better in that scenario, I think. Yeah, maybe I just transport Council Room. And then, ideally, if I hit 5, I could just buy a Council Room outright, and then unexile the copy of Council Room I just transported, and then have 2 in my deck. It turns out I didn't hit 5, and I don't expect to hit 5 turn 4. That's 4 coppers and an estate. I'm sorry, 5 coppers and an estate. So most likely my next hand is going to be 4 coppers and an estate, unless 1 in 6 chance the estate's in bottom. So given that, transporting again and just top decking the 1 Council Room sounds great. The 50-50 shot that I draw my Crucible second time in the same shuffle, which would be lovely. Indeed, this is lovely. 8 money and 2 buys. Do I want a Council Room and a silver sounds alright. A pair of archives sounds alright. Again, I could transport once to exile the archive, and then when I buy the second archive, I can unexile the first archive. Just 2 archives makes it really likely I find my Council Room. I don't know, even just like Gold Bauble sounds okay. Given how much I'm drawing already, probably it's like 2 archives is more draw than I need. So I'm gonna max out on payload. Council Room, you just draw a suspicious amount of cards, especially if it's like, yeah, okay, the bot just took a Council Room. If your opponent's also playing Council Room, I find you want more payload than you'd expect you need. council room down there. I think probably just another gold, but don't top deck it because I want to minimize the chance that I bottom deck the council room. So we'll just go coins favor. Well, it happened anyway. Alas. Now I'm probably in need of more draw. Looks like the bot's building a pretty similar deck. Archive, Council Room, Crucible. We're doing very similar stuff here. Province time already? Maybe. I'm going to say that sounds acceptable to me. This is a fairly weak kingdom. There's not a whole lot to build to. I wasn't really planning on provincing that early. If I had my third buy in hand, I probably wouldn't have. Well, this is a little bit sad. Is it worth preparing to play this archive? Probably so, right? Yeah, I think I like prepare here. It makes the province miss the shuffle, which is nice. Pretty much guarantees I have a full turn. Next turn. And I don't know what I'm buying on 5. I will have 2 actions next turn, so I'm actually thinking about Corsair. The bot has gold. Yeah. Right? Yeah, I think Corsair actually looks pretty good here. The bot has gold but no silver. And like, ideally if you have golds in your deck, you'd want silvers to trash the Corsair. So I think this puts the bot in an awkward spot. I'm extremely likely to be able to play both the Council Room and the Corsair this turn. Okay, the odds of that just dropped a little bit. This is not what I wanted to see off of the first archive. Never mind. Alright, we'll play the Corsair. Also kind of a sad hand because I didn't find any plus buy. I was briefly contemplating taking the bubble there because plus buy would have been really nice. But it would have created terminal space issues on the following turn. Alrighty. Goodbye, Chris. Coin favor. I think we're just in full-on greening mode. Helpful Council Room. Gladiator? I don't know about that. I don't think the bot has time to find fortune. I feel kind of dirty because it looks like hard bot is actually building more than I am. Playing a bunch of gladiators and stuff. I think I play the Corsair and just delay the Council Room. Could do the other way around. It's a very nice fortune bot. Alas, I don't have one of my own. They bought a second. What are you doing? So fortune, like, it doesn't scale. Double your money if you haven't yet this turn. I have seen kingdoms where you want multiple fortunes. Like, it's the only plus buy, and plus buy is so valuable you'll pay 16 for it. That is not unheard of. But this is not such a kingdom. Don't think I need the archive. Let's just trash a province. and accelerate the end of this game. Bot's taking its time. Okay, you have 12 whole money. Oh, Bot's gone off the rails. I think this is one of those things that happens when it, like, if it evaluates its odds of winning are like 0.0%, then it's really hard to say like what one decision is better than another. If all of them come back, no chance of winning. I think that probably is what makes the bot's actions start to look intensely random. Anyways, this should be the game, right? Yeah, this will do it. Alrighty. The bot started off strong, as I recall. Just some archives on a council room. And then it veered into gladiators, and then the triple fortune thing made absolutely no sense. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It might have been that it was behind enough already that it was just messing with its decisions. But I'm not sure how exactly it fell that far behind. I think something along these lines looks pretty good to me. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I think this could be fewer archives and more council rooms, a bunch of archives and no council rooms, and just like Corsairs as terminals. I'm not exactly sure. It might just depend a bit on the shuffles even. But the transport council room opening seemed pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, that's the kingdom.